What if your hotel had no fixed walls, just windows showing the Mayan jungle rushing by at about 100 miles per hour? The Maya train has just launched its long-distance luxury service, the Patal, a train with private cabins where you sleep as you cross 5 states in southeastern Mexico. Sounds good, right? But there's something the official announcements don't tell you. This train has only 8 cabins per convoy. The listed price doesn't include everything you think it does, and the reviews from travelers who've already been there tell a very different story than the brochure. Because some trips promise a lot on paper, but surprise you in ways you never expected once you're already on board, for better and for worse. In this video, I'll tell you exactly how much it costs, what's really included, what the cabins look like on the inside, where the train falls short according to people who've experienced it, and whether it's worth paying what they're asking. No filter. One thing that sets the Patal apart from any hotel is this: the package gets you here from Mexico City. The departure point is the AIFA airport, where you fly directly to Tulum. That's already included in the premium package, and from Tulum, you board the train. The long-distance route connects Tulum with Cancún, Mérida, and the port of Progreso, passing through the densest stretch of jungle in southeast. On other routes available for 2026, the train reaches Palenque, Calakmul, and Chichén Itzá. We're talking about roughly 965 miles of track, 5 states, 34 stations, and direct access to more than 29 archaeological sites that without this train would require multiple transportation connections to reach. Here's a detail that catches many travelers off guard. The Maya train stations aren't always located in the center of town. At several destinations, the transfer from the train to your hotel or the archaeological site takes an additional 15 to 40 minutes. For some packages, that transfer is included. For others, it's not. It's the first practical detail worth checking before you book. When the Patal pulls into the station, it doesn't look like a transport train. It looks like something designed to be seen. The cars are white with turquoise and earth tone accents. The windows are wide, almost panoramic, and from the outside you can already sense that inside there's more space than Mexican trains usually offer. The scale of the convoy is impressive: 7 connected cars with a total capacity of 260 passengers. Check-in isn't at a hotel lobby, it's on the platform, and there's something interesting about that. The staff is uniformed, the process is organized, and the whole boarding experience has the tone of a premium tourist experience, not just mass transit. Your first impression of the interior depends entirely on which car you're traveling in, and that is exactly what we're going to look at now. The train has 3 experience levels, and the difference between them is significant. Economy class: 2 cars, fixed seats, air conditioning, and windows. It's functional and comfortable for shorter trips. If you're using the Maya train mainly to get from one destination to another, this class gets the job done. First class: 2 cars with electric reclining seats, more legroom between rows, and a noticeably higher level of service. Day rides feel more like a business class flight than a regional train journey. A selection of snacks and beverages is included. Patal cabin. And this is where the experience changes completely. The train has 2 cars with private cabins, and there's a detail that very few people know before they arrive. There are only 8 cabins per convoy. 8 out of 260 total passengers. That makes them the most exclusive and most in-demand spot on the entire train. The cabin has a dual configuration. During the day, it works as a seat with a table and panoramic window. At night, the seat converts into a bed. It's not a hotel suite, but the scale is generous for what it is. There's individual lighting, onboard Wi-Fi, and one detail that keeps coming up in guest reviews: the silence. The train moves with a surprisingly low noise level for an overnight journey covering this kind of distance. One practical note worth knowing: Cabins have limited availability and sell out well ahead of the rest of the train, especially during peak season. If a cabin is your priority, you need to book weeks, sometimes months in advance. If you enjoy discovering luxury resorts and experiences that are genuinely worth it, with the full truth and no marketing filter, this channel is for you. Subscribe now. The Patal has a professional kitchen car connected to the dining car, and this is where travelers' opinions on the train start to split. Premium packages include special dinners on board. That moment, glass in hand, watching the jungle pass in the dark as the train rolls through the night, is the kind of experience you won't find in any hotel. But there's something many travelers discover once they're already there. The everyday food still has room for improvement. In recent reviews, several passengers mentioned that the quality of the regular meal service doesn't quite match the price of the package. The practical tip? If you're traveling on a multi-day package, bring snacks to fill the gaps. Stops at stations with local food options are real opportunities to eat better without depending on the dining car. Here's where the Patal does something no hotel can do. It changes the scenery every few hours. The overnight ride through the Mayan jungle has something almost hypnotic about it. The complete darkness outside, the gentle rhythm of the train create an experience that has no equivalent at any resort. And when the sun comes up, the destination has already changed. The archaeological stops are the soul of the journey. Tulum, Chichén Itzá, Calakmul, Palenque, each station connects you to places that used to take hours of logistics to reach. There's one thing most travelers agree on: the ability to see southeastern Mexico in a way no other form of transportation offers. The sunrise at the port of Progreso is one of the most mentioned moments by people who've already made this trip. When night falls on the Patal, the atmosphere shifts completely. The dining car becomes a gathering space. There's ambient music, the cabins are prepared for sleep, and the train keeps moving. What surprises guests most is the feeling of motion while they sleep. It's not uncomfortable, it works almost like a lullaby. Many travelers describe the rest as deeper than they expected, and when you open your eyes, you're already somewhere else on the map. If this video is helpful to you, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you know someone who's thinking about making this trip, share it with them. Let's get to what matters most. The Maya train holds a rating of 3.2 out of 5 based on 74 verified reviews. That's not the score of a 5-star resort. It's the score of a service with world-class infrastructure and operations that are still finding their footing. Who it genuinely works for. This isn't a train for travelers who prioritize efficiency. It's for those who want the journey itself to be part of the experience. For those who've already explored the resorts along the Mexican Caribbean and are ready for something different. For couples, solo travelers, or small groups who value exclusivity. 8 cabins are 8 cabins. What travelers highlight most? The infrastructure is modern, comfortable, and quiet, but there are also things worth knowing before you book. The regular food service isn't quite at the level of the package price. The stations aren't always close to city centers, and on some stretches, delays do happen. A clear conclusion: it's a one-of-a-kind experience, but not a perfect one, and that's something you need to understand before you pay. Before I wrap up, here are the real numbers so you can plan ahead. Maya Train Patal packages start at around $1,200 per person for the basic version and go up to approximately $1,500 for the premium package. That price includes the flight from the AIFA airport, accommodations at 4-star hotels at the destinations, some meals, transfers, and access to archaeological sites along the route. For regular season packages outside special dates like New Year's or spring break, prices drop considerably and can start at around $600. That's the smartest way to experience this trip if budget matters. You'll find updated 2026 prices and package comparisons in the links in the description. One good tip: prices vary a lot depending on the season. Small changes in your travel dates can make a big difference. It's worth exploring. Now tell me, would you like to experience the Maya train? I'm reading your comments below, And if you want to see the best all-inclusive resorts in the Riviera Maya, click on the video right here.